Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome to an EVE Online post commentary. Today's video is about a quick wormhole trip that I took with my brother. I didn't do any live commentary there because I was on Skype with my brother, but we basically had a bit of an idea that we wanted to test out, and my brother was actually itching for a bit of a wormhole dive. That's actually, if you would ask him what he would prefer to do in EVE Online, it would be to take trips and day trips in wormhole space, to try to shoot some sleepers, maybe shoot a few people, then get back to our home base and repeat that again and again. So that's what we did. My brother's actually not that active in EVE Online at the moment, but since he did want to do that, we came up with a new idea, that is to try and do this very sneakily. So these are a couple of recon ships that are not visible on D-scan, which is of course very handy. Is it all that good? Well, we are using drones, so if you have a D-scan that spots drones as well, we will be visible there, but we feel like this is actually pretty sneaky, and so we found a C1 wormhole to do our first test in. I'm here in a curse that's actually quite a little bit under tanked. You maybe saw that when I first warped in. First volley took half my shields away. A bit of speed tanking can fix that, but it does mean that I would get in trouble in something like a C2 already. It is somewhat PvP ready as well, so I have a micro warp drive and I have a point just in case that we meet anyone, but the test was really to see if a combination like that could somehow handle a couple of these sites, and we would then be able to basically run these in a pretty covert way, which was pretty cool. And it worked out quite nicely, although it must be said that my tank is lacking. It's my DPS that's doing most of the work. My brother's ship is much better tanked, has like double the HP, better resistances, but his DPS is like half of mine. So better tactic that we'll probably try to use on the next trip is that my brother will warp in first, take the brunt of the first volleys, and then I'll come in after him, try to apply as much DPS as possible. Warping out would always be possible, of course, but hopefully, you know, we can find a pretty nice and efficient way of running these sites. And again, the big advantage here, normally we're not visible on someone else's D-scan. I don't think that most people run with drones on their overviews when it comes to D-scanning for targets. And here we have quite a bit more coming in. The biggest problem that I encountered is basically the neuting. While my curse is cap stable, I could run my medium shield rep indefinitely, even with the micro warp drive normally. Yeah, with the extra neuting from all these watchmen, they are primary targets that we need to get rid of as quickly as possible, because they are sucking all my capacitor away, and I will end up in trouble if this keeps going. But the DPS is nice. I'm using my brother as an anchor at this point, and we'll just wait out the final wave, then get on top of them as the capacitor signal keeps coming in. But so far, really no problem. Another disadvantage, of course, these ships are not that great. They're not exactly meant for PvE, and so I'm the only one that has salvage drones with him. My brother can only take his flight of small drones, and cutting down his DPS even more in order to get more salvage on the field is probably not a good idea. He should probably do a little bit more of recon while I'm doing the looting in these types of sites. So at this point we are up against the cruiser. It's been a really long time since we've been in wormhole space, so we were a little bit careful, but it's nice to be back here, and we'll probably try to expand on this experiment a little bit more with this. I think if I basically drop the rest of the mid slots for more shield tank, we might get this stuff up and running to also handle C2 sites, but those battleships are pretty tanky and pretty dangerous. So these are definitely not the best ships if you really want to run these efficiently. Going something like a Tech 3 cruiser, that's basically still like one of your best options, couple of Tengus or something like that. Not that it's needed, but if you want to also have the option of going into C2s and C3s, then that is of course something that you can do. Again, here the neuting, a couple of medium newts from those sleepers, that does hit me hard, and my capacitor goes down quite quickly, but it's only 3 of these cruiser sleepers, so we'll be able to handle that without much trouble. And yeah, this kind of content, it is pretty cool for us to experiment with that. We are not specifically looking for efficiency when it comes to wormhole space. You know, we're not looking to go live in a C4, C5 and be able to make the most ISK per hour. We're basically looking to dive in and out of these wormholes as we see fit, have some fun. But a part of that, I do think, is that we have to be somewhat PvP ready as well. If something would accidentally drop on us in this site, we do also want to have a bit of a point. So my brother and myself, we have 2 points. I also have a micro up drive to get in range so that we can actually tackle something, and that's basically the philosophy behind this, which makes us not good in either. So this is not a good PvP fit, this is not a good PvE fit, but it gives us the option to basically dabble a little bit in both of it, and hopefully it'll work out. It is something that I don't think I can see myself do solo. In fact, if I had a choice, then we would add a 3rd recon ship that's also invisible on D-scan, and that can maybe support us a little bit with some remote reps or something like that. I think that would be cool. Definitely using the ships outside of their regular roles here. But as you can see here, site finished in something like a good 6 minutes. After that, it is looting. I am actually going to drop the tractor unit on this in the completely wrong place. It was a very long time since we've actually been in wormhole space. But what you should notice is that as we finish the final sleeper, the site also despawned on the overview. And so I feel okay with actually using the tractor unit at this point, because we should see combat probes if they were to spot us because of that structure that we just deployed here. And I got pretty lucky with the salvage. I think we got like 20 million in total out of the loot. I'm not going to show you guys the rest of the looting here, but just a quick update, a quick post commentary that we did a quick dive in a wormhole. Only a C1, it's only a start. But we're looking to do more, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some wormhole content as well. For now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.